let's get straight into this. So I would like to open this convo with you, Benjamin.
Yeah.
I've taken a look to the CRM you've been managing. Let me just quickly pull it up here. And I've
Yes.
noticed that there were quite a bit of no-shows, right?
Yeah. Two ones actually.
So is it like 2 out of 2 or 2 calls, 2 no-shows?
Uh, yeah, exactly.
Okay, and what do you think
And
is the
no.
issue?
Oh
Actually,
yeah,
let
yeah,
me
yeah.
share my
That's true.
screen.
That's true. Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
share my
I have
screen.
the serum in front of me actually.
All right, so I'm gonna pull it up right here. Let's
Mm-hmm.
just quickly refresh this and get straight into it. All right, so booked, right? Yeah, 2 booked calls. I
Yeah,
mean,
two
4 calls,
no-shows.
2 no-shows. And I'm curious, what do you think is the issue with these guys? Why do you think they didn't show up actually to the call?
Maybe I just scared them off. I don't know if I was too friendly or something. I also should have maybe followed up with at least one of them 24 hours before, and I didn't do it 24 hours before. I did it like I don't remember exactly how much before, but there was one guy. It was from one day to the next day, and he didn't show up either. And I really thought that he would because it was from the one day to the next day. So it was pretty
All
unforgettable.
I get you. I get you. So obviously,
Hmm.
if the call is, 24 hours in advance, then you don't
Hmm.
need to follow up 24 hours before because yeah, it just doesn't make sense. But if the
Hmm.
call is 2 days or further, then just do this pre-call reminders, which is if the call is booked 48 plus hours in advance, send a reminder 24 hours before. Hey man, just checking if you're still up for the call tomorrow. And just one thing when it comes to the
Hmm.
CRM, just so every single one of us can manage this a bit easier is when you book the call, instead of
Hmm.
adding the notes here like today 7 p.m. didn't show up, you can just
Hmm.
add them. Wait a sec. Why is this popping up? You can just add them here in the calls and just add the name, number, email. You don't have to add it, just date of the call and status. So, just so we know when
Oh.
the date of the call actually is. Because when you take a look
Uh-huh.
at this notes right here, it is
Hmm.
kind of, I would say, messy, right? Because
Hmm.
these notes are only supposed to actually give Kyle, some notes before the call, give some insights about them, and that's why these notes are for. And then when it comes to some pain points, these touch
Hmm.
points are, supposed to do that part of the
Yeah,
job.
yeah, yeah.
But when
I
it comes,
mean, I didn't do it in exactly the CRM. I actually talked to him privately. But I see your point actually. So you also can see.
yeah, because I mean,
Hmm.
I've gave you an access to both you and Kyle, so
Hmm.
obviously
Exactly.
every
Oh,
single
okay,
one of
okay.
us can just take a look at it. And when it comes to this, I've realized contact URL. When it comes to this,
Hmm.
you can see that, it is also kind of messy because look,
Hmm.
for example, I can't check this link because
Yeah, it
give
was
an
actually, I could actually press the link when I was in the lead section, but then when I moved it to the booking section, then the the link I couldn't press it.
Okay, I mean,
So,
all you need to do is just copy paste the link you can see on
yeah, yeah, I should
Google,
delete it and then
Safari,
copy and
whatever
paste
you're
it again.
using, and just paste it
Hmm.
right here.
Yeah, yeah,
When it comes to these, wait a sec, to this VSL sent, what's the procedure with it? Because once again, you don't have to add the note here saying VSL because it's obviously already
yeah.
in the VSL sheet.
Yeah.
That already implies that you have sent them a VSL. So what's the situation with
So
them?
the reason as to why I put it in VSL is because firstly I want to count how many people I've actually spoke to that are new ones. So everything is in the lead section, and then if I press VSL, then it's going to automatically go to the VSL section, and then I won't be able to count it like pretty easily. So I just put in VSL just for me to know that it's a VSL, and then I press VSL, and then that's why it showed up there in VSL.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
I believe that two most
But I
important
could
things
definitely
right now.
delete it. Like it's not so important.
Yeah, all right,
Mhm.
I get it. But like I've been saying, I believe the two most important things right now are first, fix this because, for
Yeah.
example, if you ask me, so you know how you're always asking me in the WhatsApp about this guy, about that guy, and my procedure is I would always go into the CRM and try to take
Mhm.
a look at their profiles just to see
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what's their situation and just to kind of create my response the best for you, right? So if you
Mhm.
ask me, what do you think about this guy? Should I book him or not? I would just go into CRM. I would
Mhm.
try to go into his IG, but I obviously can't because there's no link. And then I can't give you a proper explanation and proper advice, you know. So that's the main thing you need to fix. I
Okay.
know
Can
that
I
it's
just try
not,
something out?
yeah,
If I'm in the lead section right now and I put it in the VSL, so now I can click the link. If you press the lead section, go to the last person. It says Carson.Hilt99. Can
okay.
you try to press that and then will it work?
VSL.
No, just the link of the guy, of the
Oh, link
last
of the
guy
guy. Yes,
in the lead
I
section.
believe it would work because I've been already trying to go into a bunch of different guys.
Okay, okay. So if I just put him in the VSL or like put him
Yeah,
in
you see,
maybe.
it will directly go to his DMs because
Mhm.
all the other times, for example, let's see this guy. When you press
Oh,
on this
okay.
guy, when you press on
Mhm.
this guy, I believe it's gonna go directly onto his page. Yeah, when it
Mhm.
comes to this guy, it's gonna go directly onto his page. But when you see, for example,
Uh,
let me just.
but now I put it in booked. Like I pressed booked, and then it showed up in booked, but the link doesn't work anymore. Now it's just text. So I
Oh,
have to like
I
redo
see,
it. So
I
that's why
see.
maybe.
Yeah, that is definitely why. But
Mhm.
to be honest, this how do you pronounce this? Cheddar dot Instagram.
Yeah, it's in Swedish, so I speak Spanish and Swedish and English too. So the reason as to why it says chattar, it means chats. So I
Ah,
press on the chats and then I copy and paste it, and then it should show up in the chats, but it isn't
so
maybe.
one
So I
tip.
tried a different one.
Okay, one tip.
Uh-huh.
Instead of using this chatar,
Mm-hmm.
just let's say you press on the link, you are
Mm-hmm.
handling this guy right here, login, right? Instead of copy and pasting this screen right here that you can see, his literal,
Yeah.
you just go into his username, which is right here. Let me just quickly pull it up here. And like I've been saying, instead of copy pasting his DMs, just copy paste the link of his literal page, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I will do that now.
when you do that, you see, I'm gonna replace it.
Mm-hmm.
And now when I press on this link right here, it's gonna get me directly to his page. And then from here, I can just send him a message, which is here on Croatian. I
Mm-hmm.
can just send him a
Yeah,
message
yeah, yeah.
because I
That's actually
realized,
what I did yesterday because I actually saw the pattern and I didn't quite like it myself. So I
yeah,
made
I
the sure
realized that
to
for
change
some
the pattern.
reason, for example, this is probably
Mm-hmm.
also Swedish, and
Mm-hmm.
for some reason this appears. I've seen this few times already, like number two inside the brackets, and then this word right
Mm-hmm.
here. I've seen it multiple times already, and I
Yeah.
wasn't quite sure what was that because yeah, I've never faced that before. So now instead of actually using this chatar thing and
Mm-hmm.
this type of link, because
Yeah. I'll just copy the whole page.
take a look at this, for example. You see how this link
Yeah.
right here is showing like
Mm-hmm.
HTTPS
Oh, yeah, yeah.
www.instagram.com.
Uh-huh.
But when you zoom in here, you can see an entire link. You see, with his username inside these two slash symbols or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to
Yeah,
this,
yeah, 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 yeah.
when it comes to you
Mm-hmm.
pressing on this chatar thing, it doesn't
Yeah.
say it
It
here.
doesn't.
It's only
Mm-hmm.
a word, literally. You can't even press on this because if you copy paste just this, let's say you copy
Mm-hmm.
paste here, it's literally nothing. Whereas on the other
Yeah,
hand,
yeah.
if you copy paste, actually, let me just refresh it once again. If you copy paste like a link, a proper link, which is
Then
here,
you can press it.
then you can. Why is this so laggy? If you press
Uh,
that link right here and copy paste it in the search bar, it's gonna
mm-hmm.
directly get you to their Instagram pages, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
that's the first
But
thing.
the ones that are already in like chatter, like already in the chat, if you press if you left click them, can you still go into them?
Yes, now I can, because
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know what's happening, but now I can. But when you
Mhm.
move his status to either Calendly sent or booked, then you
Yeah. I
just
just do
can't.
the
It
page. Yeah.
transitions for some reason, you know. It
Yeah,
transitions.
actually, from my part, bro, it was just a way for me to do it more simple for you guys because I wanted to put it in directly into the chats because last time in my other offer I did a CRM and then when you pressed it went straight to the chats. So I thought that was going to happen, but it didn't
Yeah,
because when I moved it from section to section, it also disappeared like completely.
that might have been the case before because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you were probably using a different type of CRM. But the
Yeah.
thing with this specific CRM right here is that everything you see on the screen, both
Mm-hmm.
these guys and these sheets,
Mm-hmm.
everything, literally everything is coded, and even
Yeah.
one simple change can mess everything up. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. No, I
Uh,
get that completely.
and for
Yeah.
example, if I want to change, let's say, if I want to change the name of this sheet, I would need to change an entire code. You know, I couldn't just press double click and say rename it. I mean, hypothetically, I
Yeah.
could.
No.
It
There's a
would
code
mess
behind
everything
it.
other. Every other thing would get messed up. For example, if I'm transitioning, if I'm changing the status of a guy from being a lead to positive response,
Mm-hmm.
this lead wouldn't go into positive response because positive response doesn't exist anymore because I've changed it. And the main point here is that everything is coded and even one simplest change can mess everything up. And that's why maybe this chatar thing was working before because the previous CRM wasn't coded like this one. But in this specific scenario, it just doesn't work because I've created it for this exact way of using it. You know, literally username, contact URL, date added, follow-up date, last follow-up status, platform notes, and touch points, of course. And you see, for
Yeah,
example,
man.
in the VSL part,
Mm-hmm.
this time there's a number 1 in the brackets, while
Mm-hmm.
with these other guys, there's not a single number. It just says
Yeah.
this. And then you can see here, there's number 1 in brackets, but for some reason you can click on it, you know? So there's no pattern. It
Mm-hmm.
just random, I would say. Sometimes you
Yeah,
can,
yeah,
sometimes you can't. So like I've said, the main change that you need to do would be to, instead of adding their DM chats in this link, just add their profile directly,
yeah.
add
Mm-hmm.
their page.
Mm-hmm.
So once you click on it, it gets you to their direct page from where you can actually send the message.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I
And the
get it.
other thing that I wanted to ask you is, have you done the follow-up with these guys?
Uh, I've done follow-ups, but I haven't typed in that I have done the follow-ups, so I should do that.
Yeah, so after this call, just do
Mm-hmm.
that because, I mean,
Yeah.
not because of me, simply because
No, I know.
you'll be able to manage everything a bit
Uh-huh.
easier, you know. And I see, for
Yeah.
example, this guy is in this CRM since what, 8th of September, so it's been 5 days already, but I don't see
Yeah.
any follow-ups, you know. And I thought
Yeah.
like, why didn't you do it? And have you
Yeah.
got
I probably have, but I haven't just typed it.
okay? And have you got
Mm-hmm.
any positive responses? Like you probably said you
Uh,
managed to give it a watch or something.
Oh yeah. I've gotten some positive responses, but I haven't put it in the positive response section just because uh, I
No, no,
just
no.
see them as leads
You aren't
still.
supposed to. You aren't supposed to
Uh-huh.
because
Okay.
this is chronologically ordered. But when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
positive responses, I thought about, you know, have you watched the video? Yes, I did. I like it. Can you see yourself get started with it? Possibly, yeah, I can. Would you like to
Mm-hmm.
open a quick call so I can walk you through the video?
Yeah. I have some people pending, but it's not always that they can answer. So some
Yeah,
people
I
are
get.
getting back to me and whatever. But yeah, it has been gone. Like it's been pretty good. Like I've gotten the flow of it actually when it comes to actually typing to the people and messaging them and stuff. And I've actually watched a little bit of your Discord videos too. I
Okay,
did it
yeah,
yesterday, so I
I've seen
was.
some notifications on my end, yeah. And the
Oh
other thing also that I wanted to point out is that you don't have to say we'll probably book, we'll probably book, we'll probably book, you know. It's just
yeah.
not necessary, you
Okay,
know,
okay.
simply because it also looks a bit messier and you don't have to waste your time by typing so, because obviously if he's in this Calendly sent section, that already
Yeah,
means that he's supposed to book the call. And if he doesn't
yeah.
book the call in the next 24 or 48 hours, you just follow up with this one right here. Wait a sec. Let me see. It was nothing's come true on my end. Did you manage to find the time that works for you?
Okay,
Hey,
man.
nothing's come true on my end. Did you manage to find the time that works for you by any chance? That's the sequence, not the sequence, but the sentence you should be following up with, and then from there, we'll see where it takes you.
All right. But do you think there's a way of putting in the link in the lead section and then switching it from the lead section to maybe Calendly booked or Calendly sent, and
Yes,
then
of course.
the
I
link
mean,
still appear?
that depends on you, Kyle, to be honest, because few times Benjamin asked me about should I book this guy in, should I book this guy in, and I told him that me personally, I wouldn't book him. But he also told me that you said you're fine with booking one guy. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, and he wasn't like specifically financially qualified. And in that specific scenario, he went from being a lead to you sending him a Calendly or you sending him a VSL without actually asking those few quick questions that I told you in the script.
Right.
And when it comes to that, yeah, just ask Kyle if he's fine with that, of course. And yeah, because I have my like script that I like to follow just so we don't waste any of your time, Kyle. But if you
Yeah,
like
for sure.
if you like to be hopping on such a calls, where you genuinely think that you can get something out of it, then why not, obviously. If you feel
Right,
like
right,
the more calls, the better, right? But
right.
obviously, the main point here is that we need to qualify them. And when it comes
Yeah.
to an entire appointment setting structure, your daily reports have been of a great use, I can say, because just today I've created a new CRM. I mean, I'm the only one that's going to use it because, yeah, that's my job pretty much. And it's called Bottlenecks Elixir, like you maybe know. And I've started filling it out since the very first day we started working together. So the
Cool,
very
man.
first day, you reply to 55 inbounds. We got 7 VSL sent, 3 calendar sent, 1 booked, and unfortunately no closes yet. So when it comes to that, I would just, yeah, by the way, that's also one reason why I would like you to use this CRM a bit more, I would say, a, a bit more manageable for me, if that makes sense. So when you book a call and when you enter it right here in this section calls, I can just go into it, see when the call is for, and then I can organize myself. So once the call, has happened, I can just ask you or Kyle, yo, did you manage to close the call? And then I can fill out this part right here with closed, closed calls. And
Okay, so when the call has happened, I
yeah,
moved it from booked to calls, right?
when you book the call, you move it from book to calls, and there's no way you can automatically like move it like you've been so far doing it, but you just have to manually type it in, Chris, the call is for today, let's say, and then after the call has happened, I will obviously go into the WhatsApp group and ask how did the call go today, and then if it's closed, I will just go into this bottlenecks elixir that I've created today and add it right here as one, and then this is an insight for me because I can specifically see that in that specific situation, from 55 guys that you replied to, we got 1 close. And then I realized that maybe because this percentage is, I would say, too small, just 7 VSL sent out of 55 guys, I can analyze that one and see what the problem might be. Is the problem in their finances? Is the problem in in your appointment setting where you're not being genuine enough to generate interest, so they're actually interested in watching that video? Or maybe, I don't know, the VSL is the problem, because if there are a lot of VSL sent, let's say we have 25 VSL sent and only 4 calendars sent, that means that probably VSL needs to be improved because only 16% of people converted into being interested. And then
Yeah,
if
bro.
you manage
About that,
to,
actually, the first day, I think
yeah.
I did too many people than who I actually spoke to because I put in actual outreaches and not only inbounds. So I didn't quite understand that since after the second day,
Okay, it doesn't matter.
just
That's
so you know.
That's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
one detail, because, for example, when you look at 11th of September, right, you can see that out of 8 guys that you reply to, we sent 3 VSLs, which is 37.5%. And then from
Yeah.
there, we sent 1 Calendly, which is 1/3 of the total VSL sent, right? And we immediately booked him. This is like a good example of how percentage should work when it
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah. So
because
that one's
it
correct,
is
and
quite a lot
yeah,
when you look at it. For example, 4 is already half of the people we reached out to, and that's good
yeah.
because our conversion rate can be even better. And I hope that from here we'll just be moving upwards, because when you see the first day it's only 12%, then the second day is more, third day is more, and now fourth days is also like less than expected, you know. But that can also vary depending on the quality of the lead. If the lead is financially qualified, you're gonna send him a VSL, but if he is not, that means that he's not gonna go here in this VSL send section, because what's the point in sending him a
Yeah.
VSL? He can't join the program, you know. So mostly it's, I can mostly, you know, analyze it, but there are some outside factors that I can't pretty much control, such as those things that I mentioned, them being financially qualified or
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
But what I want to point out here is that you should just use this CRM like this, you know, after every call, just entering right here so I can actually manage myself a bit better and fill out this bottlenecks elixir a bit
Okay.
better. And then at the end of every month,
So every time I book a call, I have to put it in the call section and in the book section, right?
yeah. I mean, you don't
Okay.
have to do anything crazy. You just need to put their name, date of the call, and that's it. You don't even have to use this one, because yeah, I can use, you know, after the call is closed, no sale, no show, or
Okay.
no sale, which is something, by
Oh,
the way.
that's like for you to see,
Yeah,
or
that's for me. But for you, when it comes to this sheet right here, for you is only to put their name and date of the call, because yeah, I just want to manage myself better when it comes to that. And also,
gotcha.
what I wanted to say is that this is for every month. So like you can see, 30 days period, and then there's a total at the end. And then
Yeah.
after every month, I will be analyzing the work we've done for that entire month, and then I know exactly what to focus on for the next month, right? So hypothetically speaking, if we have, I don't know, 1,000 messages responded to and 100 VSLs sent to, then 50 calendars sent, 20 booked calls, and 5 closes. That means that, you know, we've made over 10K, you know, but it can be a lot better, because, you know, percentages speak for itself, you know. For example, that's only like 5%, not even 5%, that's 0.5% closing rate compared to the inbounds you reply to. Once again, there are some outside factors, but we can increase that massively, you know. And when it comes to the KPIs, this is pretty much a draft, a layout that I'm using, you know. Every 1,000 messages we send, there are XYZ closes, you know, and that's how I analyze it every single month at the end of the month. So I know, once again, what to tell you to focus on. Oh, I just
All
know
right.
you can see my screen. I opened the KPIs. I opened the KPIs Miro board.
Oh,
So
yeah, no, oh, I didn't see that.
yeah, okay, all good, all good. I mean, I've showed you last time, but anyways, yeah, I would say that right now what we need to focus on the most is just testing these things out, especially since we've already, I mean, not already, but we've been working together for 4 days only, right? And there's a lot of improvements to be made. Yeah, we've made some calls, we booked some calls. Unfortunately, no closes yet, but yeah, I'm satisfied with your work rate. I can't lie. Your work rate has been
Okay,
amazing.
man.
I believe Kyle has something to say about that as well.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
100% booking calls. And I like the personality, like the personalization that you put into the messages.
Mm.
So yeah, but 4 days in, it's just keep growing from here. That's all it is. And then
Yeah,
also
bro.
gonna start doing more and more ads, more and more marketing to get you more leads.
Yeah.
I'm just
Gotcha,
waiting on my
man.
editor and shit, but
Oh,
bro.
okay.
Keep running it
Oh,
up.
your editor, does he use CapCut or what does he use?
So for my reels, that editor uses CapCut, but for my editor for my ads, he uses Adobe.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, no, I'm just wondering because someone asked, because it was an outreach saying like, oh, what program do you use? Do you use CapCut? And then
Yeah.
I just had to say I also used CapCut. I just saw it, then I thought that maybe this is CapCut.
Right.
Almost
Yeah,
forgot. Almost forgot, Benjamin. Now I only
yeah,
remind
man.
myself. When it comes to these no-shows, there is
Yeah.
there is a script to follow. I think Kyle already created it, so I didn't have to create that one. And it's somewhere. I need to remind myself where it is. You created it, Kyle, right? It was something along
Yeah.
the lines of, yo, what's
Review terms?
wrong? I noticed you didn't show up. And the
Mm-hmm.
thing is that we need to follow up with those guys.
Oh yeah,
Because
100%.
the thing is that if they book the call only like for 24 hours in advance, that means that they maybe genuinely didn't manage to show up. They maybe really had some things on their end. Maybe they were busy or something, because
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that they didn't just forget.
Yeah.
But
Here it says, bro. I'm sorry
yeah.
for interrupting, but it says like, hey, you didn't show up to the call. Is everything okay? We don't usually rebook for no shows, but I just wanted to see if this was still a priority for you. And then it
Oh
said
yeah,
send.
and
Yeah,
for
it's
some
in
reason I
event
can't.
follow-ups. It's the first one.
Where did you
Last,
find it? Sorry.
go down and then event follow-ups, and then the first one.
Customer didn't show up. Hey, you didn't show up to the call. Is everything okay? We didn't usually
Yeah.
book no shows. Yeah, exactly. And did they reply to it?
No, I actually didn't send that. Kyle called him and he didn't respond, so I thought to follow up today actually.
Yeah, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say, because like I've been saying, if they book the call for such a short notice, if that makes sense. For example, if I
Mm-hmm.
book the call now, I'm obviously not gonna forget about it if it's tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I assume that maybe they genuinely weren't able to hop on that call, but for any reason or another, they, couldn't be bothered to send you a message. Because for some reason, people are like that nowadays. They just can't face
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say the
Adversity.
but yeah, they just can't face someone that's kind of above them when it comes to the status. And since Kyle is someone who is, on his page looking very presentable, and they might think he's like some, guy that they shouldn't admit those geeky things to. They're just not gonna admit, oh, sorry, I wasn't able to book a call, to hop on a call. I had to
Mm-hmm.
do XYZ, and that's why you need to, kind of push them a bit more, push them over the
Mm-hmm.
edge, so they actually rebook it and hop on it the next time. So
Yeah.
Another thing
next
with
thing you
following up
should
is
do is just
engaging.
follow up.
Yeah. Another
Yeah.
thing with following up is engaging with their posts as well, like liking their
Yeah.
stories,
Yeah. I
commenting,
actually
stuff like
did
that.
that. I did
Yeah.
it on stories. Stories. I like stories.
Yeah, you
Fire,
can do
fire.
that.
Yeah.
When you're scrolling through their stories, there are like 4 or 5 emojis that you can react with. So you just
Uh-huh.
use the fire emoji, you just use a laughing emoji, whatever.
Yeah.
And that way they actually get reminded about the call, about
Yeah. Yeah.
that.
It's a good way of acknowledging something and then following up with a by the way and then saying what you have to say.
Exactly. That's what I use,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. I always
Mm-hmm.
say something like, and then, oh, by the way, XYZ, that's also a genuine
Yeah.
approach.
That's a good
Especially in
one.
the B2C space where people are like more suspicious than the B2B guys, because they're just not too comfortable with, these online things, because they're still maybe living in the times where they think this is a scam. So
Yeah. No, I
yeah,
get it.
you just need to
Yeah.
be extra
Testimonials
genuine.
has also testimonials has also been a good thing to do, I believe, because I saw your post on your stories and your highlights, Kyle, and I saw
Mm-hmm.
this was the you had a call with this one guy who did like a lot of money, and it was a pretty wholesome conversation. So I thought to actually copy that link and send it to someone to like make them know that this isn't a scam.
Nice.
Great
Fire.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that
So
definitely helps.
I can
Great
do that.
point.
Yeah.
You can just literally do what you've been doing with that. You can just send them, and if they were suspicious, for example, I just remembered, there was that one guy that asked you, what is it that you're doing, right? And then you can just send them one of your posts, one of the Kyle's posts, of course, or one
Yeah.
of the testimonials where someone, made 5, 6K, whatever, paid in full, I don't know, and then just say, this is what we do in some funny and lighthearted way, this is what
Yeah.
we're stacking cash here, something that
Gotcha.
actually gonna make them realize that, like you said, it's not a scam. You don't have to say we're making 5K a month and you can do the same. You can just be
No,
genuine.
no, no.
This is what we're doing here. We're cooking something, we're dropping some sauce, just something that's, I would say,
I actually put it in a
their
pretty
personal.
like yeah. I put it in a pretty indirect way. So I've actually learned from a few people that if you say something in a way that is experienced from yourself, then they can see that and then they can think like, oh yeah, that's cool. Maybe I want to do that. Best without you even telling like, oh, we can do this for you. You get me? So I just say like, oh yeah, sales has changed my life or something like that. Or I remember I did this and now I'm doing this. It's going pretty cool, bro. How about you? And something, and then just generate interest from that.
Yeah, what's the thing? The thing is that all the business owners and all these guys helping other people make money online, they're all showing Dubai lifestyle. They're all showing Lamborghinis, all those kinds
Yeah,
of. But now, when everyone is doing that, the approach
yeah,
we need to take is actually make them realize that we're only just here, some random guys that worked hard to be where they're at right now.
yeah,
And the way you can do that is, first of all, by not being too formal. You don't have to say,
yeah.
hey, name, kind regards.
That was my like biggest mistake when
Yeah,
first starting out. I was too formal. Yeah.
that sounds robotic, because I would understand
Uh-huh.
if you use that formal language when sending emails, but when sending
Yeah.
these where you can see who you're talking to, you can see their life, you can see their stories, and they can also see Kyle's stories.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're just gonna be yourself. You just need to represent Kyle's values. You need to be a
Yeah.
G,
Yeah. 100%.
have this trendy language where everyone is bro, where everyone is man. G.
Uh-huh.
That's what kind of trendy, and you need to connect with them on a bit more personal level. And the way you can do that is by
Gotcha.
obviously showing that you're just some
Mm-hmm.
guy that made.
Yeah. This is a lot different. Before I did B2B, now I'm doing B2C, and I actually see the difference. Before I was a little formal, but not too much. But now I have to be a little bit more informal and a little bit more like friendly, as to say.
Yes, exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Kyle, correct me if I'm wrong. Just recently you posted something like a year ago you worked in a restaurant and now you're in Medellin, right? That's what you posted.
Right.
And
Mhm.
you can use that also in your appointment setting structure, Benjamin. You can just mention those
Okay.
kinds of things. Or if you feel that someone is lacking motivation, lacking some, inspirational words, you can just send him that video and say, bro, what what kind of talk is that? Look at me, look where I was a year ago, look where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Just to motivate them a bit more. And that motivation does two things. First, you build more trust because you're literally helping them for free, motivating them for free. And the second thing is they're even more keen to get started with Kyle, preferably in remote closing, in actually changing their lives. And
Mm-hmm.
you just need to take that kind of approach. And since Kyle has a lot of content on his personal brand, that means that you can use it in almost every possible scenario. Whatever is someone
Yeah.
struggling with, you can just find that certain piece of content and nurture him additionally through that. Send him that and say something like you already said, something genuine. By the way, this, by the way, that.
Yeah. I actually did that, man. There was this one guy. He did like a lot of flips on Instagram. So I sent a reel of Kyle actually doing a flip from a boat to like the water, and just
Yeah,
said like, "Oh yeah, my friend convinced me. I think your flips are really cool, bro, and whatnot." And he actually appreciated that.
yeah.
And he saw the video. He saw the lifestyle. He saw what he could be. You get me?
When it comes to connecting with people on a more personal level, you don't even have to be all business. You don't have to be all about making money online, all about
Mm-hmm.
changing the lives. You can just be connecting on a personal level. For example, if that guy was doing flips, then you just send that video and he finds it relatable because it's something specifically nurtured for him. And then
Yeah.
a great example would be if someone is working at a restaurant, you can exactly send them that video of Kyle working in a restaurant. You know, if
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
is in I don't know, struggling to succeed with online business models, you can send a specific video of Kyle before, you know, he actually made the success, you know, and those kinds of things.
That's why content is really, really good, man. It's
Yeah.
utility for sure.
You just need to be creative when it comes to it. And let me just quickly check Kyle's page right here because I think he's not showing all the reels. Yeah, so he has 22 posts showing on his profile grid. But when you go into his reels, there are literally, I would say, hundreds of reels that he's posted, you know.
Oh, okay.
And there's an endless amount of content that you can use in your favor. For example, look at this. When you go onto his profile grid, one sec, you can
Yeah.
see only 22 profiles, you know, 22 posts. But when you go
Yeah.
his reels, there's an endless amount of posts that you can use.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that actually.
Literally. And I'm scrolling, I'm still
Okay.
scrolling. And the thing, one great thing is that these are not the videos with like, I don't know, 5 likes, 100 views. You know, every video has over 2K views at least. And that's
Okay.
what builds a credibility. And there is one video where, you know, there's literally an entire Kyle's entire life, like age 17, in high school doing edibles and smoking weed, directionless, started reselling, you know, and you can literally use that, hit my first 10K a month at 18, 19, even more success, you know, and that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. People just
Yeah. Yeah.
in the pool of all these ultra rich Dubai guys, people need someone who is actually genuine. And we need to be those guys. We need to be genuine.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to be the people that are refreshing for their
Yeah, exactly.
eyes.
When you think about it, every single one of us can just buy 150K followers for IG and act like we're all, I don't know, multimillionaires or something. But that's
Yeah.
not the point. We need to be genuine. We need to stand out. And that's how we're going to do it by using the actual content from our lives, from our personal experience, and kind of reframe it and repurpose into actually nurturing the other guys to help them realize what's really possible, especially now in 2024 when, you know, I wouldn't say it's so easy to make money online, but there are so many ways to make money online if you stick with it for long enough. And
Okay.
obviously,
Yeah.
when we appear genuine and when we appear as, you know, the kind of the better people than all the other guys are, obviously they're gonna go with us, especially with the free community Kyle also has that you can use for those unqualified leads or the leads that are not interested yet, or you don't feel that they are maybe ready to invest in such a services, you know. And yeah, just you can just drop them a follow, say I would appreciate if you followed me back just so we stay connected. And then once they follow you, they're gonna start seeing more and more content and they're gonna get nurtured by themselves, you know. And like I've said in the previous on the previous call, at some point they're gonna get back to you and say, okay, I'm ready now, and that's just free cash.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I get you. Yeah.
So too
I
much.
wanted to say something for Saturday, guys. Uh, I won't actually be able to set as much as I probably would like to in Saturday because I have a competition coming up. So I'm waiting for my match on Saturday, and I have to be like locked in. So I would
I've
probably
seen you have a
like
fight.
to tell you, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I like to. It's grappling actually, so it's not striking. But I'd like to tell you, Kyle, if you can have me cover up for Saturday, that would be amazing, bro.
For sure, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So probably Friday I won't be up as late as I am because I'm usually sleep at like 3, 5 in the morning every day. So Friday I will sleep a little bit early and go do the weighings and all that, and then I'll be back by Sunday like never happened, like
Yeah,
nothing
no
happened.
problem.
I
Okay,
love
man.
the communication. Good work. Good work.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, about the Discord thing. No, about the Instagram thing. I remember this Discord guy. I talked to him, and he has an account. He's selling for $20. He's 2K followers, and most of them are from United States. So
Okay.
there's a stat. It's like 34.2% United States, and then it's this 2K followers. So I know you can do the math on that. And if you would like to like use the page, then I could actually type to him and get it set up if you would like
Yeah,
to.
bro. 20
All
bucks,
right.
I'll buy it.
Yeah, I can send you his Discord maybe, or I can just do it myself.
Let me see.
So you
Yeah,
can see
I
the
mean, it'll be
account
much
too. It's like
easier.
I
Yeah, if you
don't know
wanna,
what it is. It's like kittens or something. I don't even know. But you can like
yeah,
delete everything and then just do a new account for
yeah, no
outreach.
problem.
Yeah,
You can message him. I mean, if it's like 20 bucks, then I'm cool with that, and I'll just
yeah.
PayPal you or PayPal him directly
All right.
or whatever, however he wants to get paid.
Okay. Yeah, so that's about it. I don't think I
Yeah.
have anything to add on.
I think I've covered everything as well. I wrote some notes
Yeah.
down
Yeah,
here on my Mac, and yeah, I've gone through all of them. So, Kyle, do you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
anything to say
sure.
for the end of this call?
Nah, not really. I mean, I think everything's going well so far. It's just getting over the no-shows.
Yeah.
So just filling out that leak, but we'll just keep messaging. It's only 2 people so far, so we just have to see what's gonna go on with these next like 4 or 5 people, and
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
go from there.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Benjamin, just take care of, generating their interest before the call so they actually show up. Don't, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah. I've been
say,
actually trying to do that as much as possible, but I really didn't thought he was gonna be a no-show.
yeah,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah. Got surprised.
And just
Yeah,
honestly, just keep being active as you are in my WhatsApp DMs. So
yeah, for sure, bro.
you're
I'll
always
always
asking,
contact
and
you, whatever.
I'm always trying to respond as fast as possible. So
Okay. Yeah.
just keep
For
doing
sure,
that.
Hell
man.
yeah.
I see some great things in the near future, in the next week or two,
Yeah.
if we continue working this
Sure.
way. All right. So
Gotcha.
thanks for your time, boys. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. And we'll talk about the next call in the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Awesome.